5 of those were going to be part of the donation. The most significant one, which I could not afford, was another Carpenter portrait. This one, the Carpenter did of Stoddard. And the one he gave him as thank you for helping me get the Emancipation Proclamation painting accepted by Congress in 1878. That was out of my league. As was the commission signed by Lincoln. Basically, assistant personal secretary on loan from the Department of the Interior. But that went for like $12,000. Sorry. But the third one I was able to get. And I'm hoping that maybe I can place it up on the wall of the historian's office. But when I leave that office, this goes with me. If anything happens to me, my children have been instructed, you grab it before the village or town does, and decide whether you want to donate it or not. So this is, Carpenter had to do a head study of everybody, all 8 of them that were in the Emancipation Proclamation painting. This is the head study that he did of Lincoln. Because he wasn't certain that he could get $25,000 from the government for the big painting, he had enough sense to make prints. And so this is the print that sold like hotcakes after the assassination. Everybody wanted a copy of the martyred president. So this is a print done by Halprin. Halprin was the engraver. And this particular one, in the largest size you can get it, in the original glass. You can see bubbles in it in the glass, the original frame. This one is signed. This was given to Stoddard. Get this right down here. It says, to William O. Stoddard, with affection from the artist Francis Bicknell Carpenter, October 20th, 1898, 2 years before he died. So at least I was able to get one of the 5 things that was going to be donated over. And I think that's it, unless you have any questions or wanted to move on and act on the next thing on your agenda.
Did you ever have any communication with Mr. Burrow?
With who?
Mr. Burrow, our ex-vice principal?
No, I haven't. Not
I was
since
going to say he was always a fanatic.
Yeah, but wasn't he more interested in the Confederate side?
I think so.
Yeah, he was. I don't deal with those people myself. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what's happened to him, but I haven't heard. Yes, he was very much interested in the Civil War and the other side of the story too, the lost cause.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll submit a motion to accept the annual report from our village historian.
Second.
That was fantastic.
Yes,
As always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
I just think we definitely get our bang for the buck. With you, Martin, and thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you.
you basically paid for this. It ate up my stipend, let me tell you. So if you want me to get anything more, you're going to have to increase it myself.
All in favor?
Nothing like negotiating in public, is it?
All right. Next item is to approve the sign.
I make a motion that we approve and move forward with the sign.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. And then we don't have it on the agenda, but approval to put the sign from the Pomeroy Foundation, approval to authorize you to apply to the marker for the elementary. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right, let me, okay. Nancy Murphy.
Thank you for your patience.
It's Snyder.
It's Snyder?
Yes,
Yep.
on the email it. Still old, but
Oh, Nancy Snyder. Sorry.
I'm just looking for some information. I contacted the code officer. We purchased property here in the village of Homer recently, and there's a huge culvert that runs right beside the garage, the driveway. So you can't walk on that side of the property. You have to go around the other way. And it's a little dangerous when trying to mow. We have to mow the bank. So we have to go on neighbor's property to go all the way around. And I was just wondering who I would talk to about maybe putting a fresh drain in there. Now, the code officer said he didn't feel it was anything to do with the village. But the state put it in to bring it on 281, and it was a civil matter, and I should get an attorney. Well, I just need to know, like, a civil matter with who?
Yeah, I think that is the state. I think that's the state's culvert. Did you check the your deed or anything to see if there's any easements or anything from the
I
state?
did, and I didn't see it.
Didn't see anything?
Ed Buck, down at the DOT myself. You've been down to the DOT?
No, I started with the village because it was in the village.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, I planned on contacting them either way, just to make sure, because I don't want to do something and then have somebody have a problem with it. So we're trying to be proactive and make
Yeah.
sure that
No, thank you.
no, that's
everything
good.
is taken care of properly.
Martin, you gotta.
I would just say, just
That's the pool.
keep in contact with us and let us know what we can do to help, if there's anything we can do to help. And it's probably gonna be a bit of a process, dealing with the state.
All right, thank you.
So sorry that we don't have more information for you on that.
No, that's fine.
But if you can just keep in contact with us, that way we can make sure that we help you.
Ed is pretty good down on 281. You know where it is? Just past the railroad tracks opposite
Yeah.
Paul. He's a great guy.
His name is,
Ed Buck, B-U-C-K or something like that.
I guess that's who you want to ask for.
All right,
Yep.
thank you.
And then if they want to come, if he wants to come look at it and have our codes guy go look at it with him and have a discussion, we can do that too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Electrical over power cord. Next up, approval of new sexual harassment policy. Do you have a chance to look at this?
I did, yeah, I spoke to the new treasurer about it.
Looks good.
Is this a clone of somebody else's or did we come up with this ourselves?
Yeah, she's gonna probably take one on that, I didn't do anything with.
This is due to the new requirements in New York State, and it's taken break from OSC.
Oh,
So
great.
their policy, it's adapted for the Village of Homer, and there's the complaint form attached. What was discussed is there is required training that is due by October of next year, and we were going to start for all current employees after the organizational training. There's 2 interactive YouTube videos that after watching, there's discussions that have to be had, and then everybody would be trained on this. And we'd meet the state requirements. And so this would be an annual training also that has to be held. Any new employees are supposed to be trained within 30 days.
I'm all for it. It's important. Some other organizations I've been with have been hit pretty hard, so it's a smart thing to do. Well, yeah, not only that,
Yeah.
it's the right thing to do.
I make a motion that we accept the sexual harassment policy that was written and ready for implementation.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Credit card policy.
So attached is a credit card policy. There are some vendors that do not take checks, and this is meant solely for locations where a check is not accepted. According to the policy, there will only be 1 credit card issued. It would still need 3 approvals from the trustees here to actually be issued and used. And all items will be here and the abstracts for review.
And you'll keep it in your desk locked up?
It's gonna be locked in the safe in our office. There's a list of individuals as required who will be able to use it. You'll see there's a 0 cash advance limit. I spoke with First National Bank of Dryden and they are fine implementing that.
Good.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
All in favor? Yes. Temporary relief sewer charge.
I think somebody else understood what was going on there. It's a little convoluted for me.
Kristen understands.
Kristen, is this all set now?
Well, the top parts are that he addressed with that. That was, those have been all taken care of and he's paid and, but the last one where he wants, wait, what was that?
11 Wall Street?
11 Wall Street is currently the vacant building that,
So what is he asking for? Is not being hooked up?
It's asking us to remove sewer charges and
Right.
shut it until it's able to be lived in again.
Doesn't
And,
sound like that's a problem.
but right now he's being charged. So he's asking us for permission. He has to go to the board for that as he would be charged for.
So it's been vacant for quite a while, so.
Right,
my
and
gosh, I mean,
that's what he's saying. It's been vacant for a while. He's paid.
Is that the one that
charge.
burned down in the back there?
No, it's the one right next to it, right?
Okay.
It's the old, it's one of the old train stations that was.
I don't have a problem with
Does he
that.
have an ETA on the completion of that? When he's gonna be done? No?
Not that I've
That's
heard.
fine.
It was just for
I don't
now
have
and then when it comes back.
I have no issue with it.
One of the items we talked about in our own office on this is putting something in an agreement with him that when it is turned back on, he will be charged and has to notify.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we had done.
Well, is there any water service to it right now? Well, yeah, so when he comes in for water, we'll know it's time for sewer.
This is
There you
gonna
go.
be adding all of that.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that don't do that. I mean, he's not using it, so it's not costing us anything.
I'll second. That on top was property is intended to go back into usage.
I'm all for that. He's doing a good job too, I think.
Yep.
From what I've noticed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. All right. Discussion of the school speed limit thingy.
This has been something that a couple of the residents have brought up to me. I drove down there. We can't control the speed limit on 281. That's controlled by the state, by the high school. And we do have 20-mile-per-hour school speed limit signs on Center Street. But we don't have any signs on Park or Copeland, which are the other two corners. So one of the residents asked, why don't we have that? So that's why it's on the agenda for us to discuss.
Would it be the whole street or just a portion of it?
I think it would just be the portion, and we just have from the corner of 281 on Copeland down to whatever those
Center, or to,
Wherever our
Yeah,
chief thinks. it should be.
yeah, whatever chief thinks, I mean, whatever the legal thing is, how many feet from a school property. And then probably all of the park should probably be, because they've got the tennis courts and the fields.
Right.
That's all school property.
yeah, task force in the park.
And I think on top of that, especially on Copeland, there's no sidewalks on the west side of Copeland. So we have any students that are driving down or walking down. And there's been complaints previously on Copeland, because people kind of take the Copeland Street or cut across. And sometimes they're a little speedier than usual.
That intersection.
Yep, I'm for it.
So I think, personally, I think if we had the school speed limit signs put in on that section of Copeland Park as determined by our legal authority and Chief Hinton, and who Chief has already said that he's in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it. I think we just have to wait and see what we need to do to.
They have to be,
We have a provision in our code dealing with school speed limit. There currently is a 20-mile-per-hour limit on Park Avenue from Copeland to 300 feet north of Center Street. I don't know if that's part of the area or all of the area.
no signs.
That means, yeah, it's, toward,
Would that be all of that? I mean,
Would be now, but would be,
it'd be probably the first few houses, the north side of the park.
yeah, so I mean, if we measured how much you wanted it to come from Copeland all the way to Center, we could increase that distance marker, and then once we have that in code, we can decide.
and what you need to do from Copeland, Park and Copeland.
And yeah, there used to be, I don't know if we have historical code records, but there was a Copeland Avenue speed limit designation that was repealed in 2002.
I think that was part of when they had done the speed limit signs in front of the high school, and they repealed that. I think that might have been repealed as well.
I don't recall that.
So therefore, you didn't have to implement that on the point. Real.
Oh, because kids were walking on the sidewalk.
That makes no sense. There's no sidewalk on either side.
So you shouldn't be walking in the street.
Well, how are the people, yeah,
So I can remember when it was
Hopefully
20
we'll build
miles an hour
sidewalks
for years
that are
and years
graded.
and years.
you know, whether or not they have a sidewalk there now, I mean, it's still a school zone.
Yeah, well, no, it wouldn't be inclusive of this. It would be a school zone.
Because I can remember when they changed.
Well, regardless if you give me actual measurements of where the speed limit is supposed to be, I can write a proposed law, you can make something
Are you guys good with that?
I am.
If it's for safety of the children.
Then you don't want to ever get
better.
kids.
Talk to
so
anybody
they-
at the school, principal.
No, it was just some of the residents along
Yeah.
Copeland.
I should probably touch base with the actual school. Just-
It's definitely something we should talk to them about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have to do a,
law.
so that takes time anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right, thank you.
Maybe Tom and Doug, Mr. Turk and Mr. Van.
Very good.
And Pat, it's 210, 35, 36 there. Not just
210.
36, yeah, 35 and 36.
210.35.
Yeah, dash 35. I have the designation is the room.
Okay, thanks.
All right, next we've got two resolutions. First is to authorize a credit card and to authorize purchasing. Dan, do you want to read it or you want me to read it?
Resolution authorizing credit card purchasing with no cash advanceability. Whereas the Village of Homer wishes to open a credit card with the First National Bank of Dryden for purchases not able to be paid through normal check voucher procedures. And whereas the Village of Homer requests the credit card account at First National Bank of Dryden shall be opened by the village treasurer or deputy village clerk treasurer. And whereas the Village of Homer requests the credit card limit to be approved at $8,000 with a zero limit for cash advances. And whereas the Village of Homer Board of Trustees will require the village credit card policy to be followed, including monthly review of credit card transactions with supporting documentation as part of the abstract review. Now, it is hereby resolved that the Village of Homer will open a credit card with the First National Bank of Dryden for $8,000 to be opened by the village treasurer or deputy village clerk treasurer with zero limit for cash advances.
I'll make the motion to accept.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Next.
Resolution authorizing leaving the Cortland County Workers' Compensation Self-Insurance Fund and in place formulating a Village of Homer specific workers' compensation program. Whereas the Village of Homer has been a participating municipality member of the Cortland County Workers' Compensation Self-Insurance Fund for multiple years going back decades. And whereas the Village of Homer has become decreasingly confident in management, execution, and expense of the Cortland County Workers' Compensation Self-Insurance Fund. And whereas the Village of Homer wants to develop a workers' compensation program and management execution and expense solely under its own purview, now it is hereby resolved that the Village of Homer authorizes the mayor to remove itself from the Cortland County Workers' Compensation Self-Insurance Fund when prudent, and to formulate a village-specific workers' compensation program with a reputable, experienced, cost-conscious firm when advantageous.
Make a motion to accept.
Second.
You just heard,
I love it.
all in favor?
Go for it, Peter. Aye.
Aye, unanimous, okay. Dante, anything? Nothing from Dante. Comments from board members?
Well, I had my list, but you have it, but we're gonna work on that later.
Yeah.
I added, 3 more: sewer application status, sidewalk grant status, and I talked to Dan on the micro enterprise. So that's 12, 13 items, but we can get to those.
Sewer grant, they're moving forward. Well, it's not a grant, the sewer project, they're moving.
Well, yeah,
forward.
but I mean, yeah,
Sidewalk grant, we won't have till next.
and then there's all these other things, we
Yeah.
don't have to discuss them. You said
Heard lots of
we get-
good positives about the removal of snow from the sidewalks.
Have you?
Everybody's looking forward to
I
that.
have
I've spoken
too.
to so far, so
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a big hit.
I'm concerned about hitting those little raised
Yeah.
sidewalks or blade, breaking the machine, which is block brand new.
It doesn't have,
It's got a special
I know,
thing.
but I mean, you're coming along at 20 miles an hour and you hit that lip.
Well, first of all, I hope they're not plowing at 20 miles an hour.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
They go pretty fast.
What are you getting, home for the soaps? You driving it that fast? No, they're designed, it's got a thing that's designed to go up and over, but primarily we'll be using that brush.
Well, I just don't want to see it broken
Well, no.
or smacking up the sidewalks even more. But we have to come up with a plan on how.
Well,
to
I
fix
think, yeah.
those. But that's what Mike said
Yeah.
today, that he has a plan,
Yeah.
not doing the phone thing.
Yeah.
So that's okay by me. And it needs to be done because I've had people trip and broke their wrists, ribs and everything else right in my corner, actually.
I'm just curious, are we getting enough information out to people about the Metro Enterprise grants?
I don't know.
It's gone out a couple times on the listserv to all the members of the Homer Business Association.
It was in the Homer News when the big alert, turn it in.
I've heard a lot of chatter, and nothing's coming done.
So I think we're gonna have to start reaching, I mean, some of these businesses that applied for we had that little secondary round last year. The radio station was one.
Talk to me about that trailer, Kevin.
I mean, there's a couple of them that had applied, and so, they should consider reapplying, obviously. But, they have time until the deadline.
When is the deadline?
Deadline right now is December 12th, so then we have a year to package and.
Yeah.
Michelle, it's not just new, it's existing businesses.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yep.
You can get that word out there. Need to see that money. Yeah, we do.
Oh, we will not,
Would it make sense to send a letter to our businesses that we have in town?
Well, you reached out to the HBA, right?
yeah, the HBA has put it in their newsletter and sent it electronically twice. So.
Hey,
And that's the top thing on the website.
It is top thing on the
There
website.
you go.
you can even water, I guess.
I think part of it is we just have to just keep up the pressure, but the information.
$200,000 is a lot.
Well, we'll
Goes a
go,
long way.
we'll go harass some people.
I mean, yeah, it helps our whole
Get
community.
some money, please. I just have too many.
All right. Pat, you got anything?
Briefly attended the Town of Homer meeting last week. The bridges They, they're still working on the Pine and Wall Street bridges. They have some information, had to go back to engineering. The engineering had to reprice some things because there's a change. So they are still working on it, but they're now awaiting back a cost from the engineering.
What a great thing to have to do.
Yes, yes. I think part of the change was, and I don't know if maybe if I misconstrued or whatever, but they were looking to get it up to a 5-ton rating as opposed to a 3-ton. So that would give it increased versatility and longevity in the event that it again got downgraded from 5 to 3, you can still use it.
What's your water?
And then the only other thing I just wanted to wish was everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Ooh, same.
All right, I have nothing.
Can I say something?
Sure.
No, Zach, the public part of the
Well, on that note, public part, I don't know if this messes up the order of operations on how this meeting runs, but, you know, I think we like being transparent, you know, being on YouTube and Facebook. We want to invite people into the room to speak. Chris and I were just talking about it for a second, but when, like the Murphys, for example, when they have to wait here for an hour and a half to speak on a, what is it, Tuesday? Yeah. I wouldn't want to come back and speak or take the time to
I
do
thought
that.
about
It'd be very
that for a long
difficult.
time.
I don't know if that can get bumped up maybe at the beginning of the meeting. I don't know how any of that works, but just, you know, it struck a chord, I think, to both of us when.
Yeah, I
when
feel
we
bad.
sat back
I feel
with the
bad
kids.
when people wouldn't. It's bad enough we make Nick sit here. I mean, there's no
He's
reason
getting
to
paid though,
Yeah.
that's good. We hope he's getting paid in something.
There's no reason to
Is there any
be
rules of the order?
Is there?
No, you
There are
set the
certain-
agenda.
Okay, yeah.
Flow of the meetings, how they're supposed to go, I'm supposed to do some slight changes.
There's no
Yeah,
rules.
There's no rules about that.
I guess maybe-
Well, no.
I guess maybe for them, maybe we could have put them up to the privilege of the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
like, I don't think it's always gonna be a great idea to have, constituents speaking first, but in a situation like this, it would, so you can use discretion every month to, basically, because you don't always have to go through the departments first.
Yeah, let's, I guess going forward, we should, yeah.
A little discretion and thought in the.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Whatever you say, man.
It's a good idea.
Zach,
We know,
thank you for bringing it
yeah,
up.
I used to work in the thing where we used to have to go to a lot of municipal meetings. And when they wanted to discourage people to speak, they put that at the very last thing. And then they just slow, you know, it needs to be go till midnight before people could go, but that's how they would do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can still do that if we have to.
No.
Or midnight.
Times do we want to reserve that?
No, that's a good idea.
Actually,
Sex session?
I make a motion that we go into executive session for the purposes of discussing personnel issues. Second.
Personnel issue, fire department. Is that good? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Take a break. I'll try not to take up the court here.